What's up everyone and welcome to FAQ number 95. Welcome, welcome. So happy to be here. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room right now. I know what you're thinking. You're like, holy shit, Ola is so badass right now. He's wearing one of these, you know, like Kiefer Sutherland wears in The Lost Boys. Out there to fight. But no, this is actually a support for my broken thumb that I've already talked to you about in like 10 FAQs. And even though it looks badass, I must say it's a little bit awkward, you know, when I'm out there walking on the streets. You know, I have to convince people that, you know, no, I'm not here to fight you. It's just a broken thumb. Thank you. And yeah, I can't hold a pick. I guess I can hold a pick, but it's awkward. Doctor said absolutely no holding a pick, by the way. Right. I don't really have that much to say. Let's just start with the FAQ. RAR483, are you concerned at all about the Gibson lawsuits and if they could potentially affect solar guitars? Great question. You know, I've seen a lot of other people reacting to this and, you know, spoofing and talking shit about Gibson and all that. And I thought of not doing a response, you know, because everyone did a video and I'm not like everyone. So, but I've gotten so many questions regarding Gibson and the lawsuit and all that. So, yes, I did see the Gibson lawsuit. I saw the video where Mark Agnesi, the managing director, basically threatened guitar builders and smaller brands because Gibson are authentic. Let's just say that the video turned out a little douchey, if anything. And obviously, people hated it. They pulled the video, and it made them look like total assholes. And a couple days later, they announced that Gibson are suing Dean Guitars on a bunch of different trademark disputes or points, I would say. And you know what? Personally, if I was Gibson, I would just skip the first video and just, you know, announce that they were suing Dean Guitars. This first Mark Agnesi video just made them look like a bunch of assholes, basically. And if they just skipped that and just sued Dean Guitars without, you know, mentioning it before, I would have understood that situation. This video, I do not understand at all. Well, I understand why it's been made. It's basically like the big shots who saved Gibson from bankruptcy and basically made a whole reconstruction of Gibson. Obviously, they want money, and that's how it works. These are the big shots who wants to have money, so they decide, okay, trademarks, suing people, great way to get money quick. Making great guitars? No. No. That's not on the map. How do we make money quick? Well, suing people that make better guitars than us. That's probably it. And personally, no, I'm not worried about Gibson suing Solar guitars at this point. I mean, they have bigger fish to fry than us. It's going to be super interesting to see how this whole lawsuit against Dean Guitars will develop. I'm not so informed on how the jury system works in the US, and but it's going to be very interesting to follow that development. Thank you for that question. Discount Dimebag. If Dimebag only played Strats, would you have bought a Strat Southern Cross? Great question. And I would probably have done that, I would say. I mean, if you just switched out the guitar, his playing was the exact same and all that, and just switched out to Stratocaster, I would probably own the Southern Cross Stratocaster. Or even like, maybe even cooler, might be the Dimebolt Fender Stratocaster. Like this one that I'm holding right here, but I can't play. This is awkward. The doctor said that I should not play guitar or hold a pick for 4 weeks, and that sucks, but I haven't played guitar in 2 months. So that isn't really a big problem for me to stay off for 4 weeks. You know, playing guitar for Will It Chug, I don't consider that being guitar playing, that's just me noodling around. I have to call off one festival with The Haunted, in Germany, which sucks, and also a clinic. So that sucks. I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. But yes, I would. What were we talking about? Henning Hansen. Hey Ola, now you mentioned that you have used plugins for your album Guitar Tone. I have a question. I have seen Nail the Mix with the Haunted and got your DI. How do you get such a rich guitar out of your DI? When I try, it gets flat and without bottom and top. Is that the guitar, or your DI flow, or the way you play, or just me who stinks? Thank you so much. Something that I've been an advocate for a lot of years is that I try not to use any equipment at all, or as little equipment as possible. I mean, a lot of people, they track DI signals with a DI box, for instance. I never do that. I always plug in straight into like a high Z input on an audio interface, and that's it basically. Like guitar, straight into the interface. I'm a big fan of the Apogee inputs and the UAD inputs. They have the most clear high Z inputs that I've heard. I think when I got my first Apogee card, that was such a huge upgrade when it came to my guitar DI signal, and I was really anal about that back in the day. But as long as you're playing through these more expensive ones, I haven't really thought that much about it. Apogee at least has like a one input, I don't know what it's called, Apogee Jam or something like that. It's the same input as on the more expensive one, so you can still get a really good DI tone going if you buy their less expensive interfaces. So there you go. And also, of course, pick hard. Make sure your guitar pickups are awesome, and you know that you don't stink. Topster26. Hey Ola, can Solar start making a left-handed 6-string model with a fixed bridge? Yes, we can, and this past week we actually did. We released the A1.6 FB left-handed. Just look at it. At least look at my video. It's a great video. So there you go. Congratulations, Mr. Left-handed. There's yet another left-handed guitar for you. Our fourth one, actually. So we are looking after you, okay? Rena Script Official. Team Cart. Yes. Really like your stuff. Any advice for keeping a glam heavy metal band together? Whoa, that's a really hard question. I've never been in a glam heavy metal band, so I wouldn't know. But, you know, based on seeing, you know, the Dirt movie and, you know, just seeing movies like that, and just from experience in general, watching movies, you know, maybe not sleeping with each other's girlfriends is a really great way to keep a heavy glam band together. Positive Ola, just don't sleep with each other. Girlfriends. Music sucks. Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild? I'm not sure I can answer that. I mean, Ocarina of Time was super awesome when it came out because, you know, it was the first Zelda game in that manner. And it was amazing and mind-blowing. But Breath of the Wild is absolutely sick. It's such an excellent Zelda title, and between those two, I'm not really sure. Ocarina of Time has a very good nostalgic value for me, but I think Breath of the Wild is a better game. I think so. So there you go. Ola tasting shit. Oh, Ola tasting shit, amazing. Let's just do it quick. Today, I'm trying out Kool-Aid. Ola, why are you trying Kool-Aid? That's just some bullshit that you pull in your water and some sugar and you drink it. Well, you know what? It's because I've been seeing these commercials like from way back, you know, where people are like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, and then the Kool-Aid guy shows up and says like, oh yeah. And that's it. And I've seen those commercials a bunch of times, even like on Family Guy and shit, but I never tried Kool-Aid. So here's a glass of Kool-Aid. Let's just try it. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, that was disgusting. Okay, great. Oh, that after flavor sucks. Shit. Let me remedy that with some Pop-Tart. Shizzle for shizzle. Hey there, Ola. What do you think of the new Killswitch Engage single? Cheers from Edmonton, Canada. Thank you so much. I heard it. I'm not going to play it right now because that's going to demonetize my video. But yes, I heard the new single. It's called Unleashed, I think. And I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not a fan of Killswitch Engage for the simple reason that when, you know, Killswitch Engage were on their prime time, like when was this, like 2003, 2004, I was listening a lot to like technical death metal, you know, I was just not into this type of music, you know, melodic and all that. But I was really impressed by their production and whatnot, and you know, the guitar sounds and the drum sounds and all that sounded really great back in the day. So I know about Killswitch Engage, but I'm not a huge fan of their music because I haven't listened to them. I heard a new song, and yeah, I don't want to say that I didn't like it, but I guess I didn't like it. Maybe I'm getting old, and maybe I've heard too many songs where who was that? Yeah, I'm just a little bit sick and tired of listening to and then oh, save my life, yeah, save my life. That's basically Preachers of Death right there. Shit, I'm describing my own music. Great. Diabsola, hey Ola, are you concerned with the YouTube censorship and demonetization that has been becoming more and more prevalent? I suspect this is a part of the reason why you have diversified your brand. You know, in the big picture, my channel has not been affected by what's happening the past month with YouTube and all that. I see a lot of other creators, they're basically like, oh, YouTube are killing YouTube. Oh, Google, Google kills my YouTube channel. And you know, people with covers obviously get demonetized, and their videos get claimed by a lot of people. And you know, some of my videos get claimed, but the majority of my videos, nothing happens. You know why? Because I have mostly original content out there. I mean, these FAQs is basically me talking. I'm not playing that many covers. You know, I'm doing my will it chug. I just chug. You can't really copyright chug. Or can you? Can you copyright the chug? How long does it take to drink a chug jug in Fortnite? That's not what I was Googling. Yeah, so I think a lot of creators, they're making a hen out of a feather in regards of this whole YouTube thing. And they're like, oh, YouTube is dying. YouTube is not dying, man. Take it easy. All I see is a lot of people complaining for a lot of good reasons, by the way, because their videos get removed and demonetized and they're not making a living. You know, when I started my YouTube career, or when I quit my job to become a YouTuber full-time, you know, work with this and music, I knew that YouTube is not a secure income at all. So what did I do? Well, I found other more sustainable sources of incomes, you know, bands, mixing, reamping, basically doing everything to build my name rather than just focus everything on YouTube. I think that's a problem for a lot of people because they only have YouTube. So now when they get demonetized, it definitely affects them. But for me personally, YouTube is one part of the whole picture for me. And so in that way, it doesn't really affect me. Eric Solis, Ola, I forgive your videos being centered now for the mass public. You abandoning the companies that believed in you and endorsed your ideas only for you to turn around and attempt to outbrand them? No, that is blatant disrespect. Shame on you. Done with your videos. Adios. Oh. In the last video I said that, you know, I'm leaving Randall Amplifiers, and you know, I'm happy with how they treated me back in the day, and you know, but I'm out there to do new things in life, and you know, I'm trying not to be endorsed by companies and all that. And you're saying I'm you know, disrespecting these brands. Well, the thing is that you don't know the full story. I personally love Washburn guitars and Randall amplifiers. You know, I'm super proud to have been a part of a legacy that Dimebag also used. You know, he played Washburn and Randall amplifiers, and I'm super proud that I came to that legacy and was able to be a part of it for a short while. And you know, I love the people at Washburn, I love the people at Randall. The problem here is, just as with the Gibson thing actually, it's the big shots who are making all the calls. I mean, the mothership that owns the brands, basically. I mean, when I started my Washburn and Randall days, we were having so much fun. We made awesome products, and you know, we made sick guitars. We made a sick amplifier called the Randall Satan that I'm super proud about. But after a couple of years, the brands got sold, and basically bureaucracy happened. And I wanted to do so much with these brands, but basically everything just stopped. it wasn't Washburn's fault. It wasn't Randall's fault. It's these big corporations that decide that, you know, we should shift our interest to this or this or this. And, you know, I would love to stayed with both Washburn and Randall, but I got so sick and tired of seeing the bureaucracy of things that I thought like, hey man, I can do this way better, you know, and, you know, I think I know what people want. That's why I left Washburn to create my own brand. And I'm not saying I'm doing the same thing with the amplifiers, but you know, nothing has happened with Randall amps for a long while. We did the Randall Satan 50, but after that, it's been dead, basically. Lack of self-control. Hello, Ola. I just want to say that I admire you for keeping up with guitar playing, videos, solar, hanging out in Discord, and having fun with us mortals. All this while taking care of your family. Got 2 kids myself, and I know just how hard it can be to have time and energy over for anything else but them. Positive comment of the week. Thank you so much, man, and I really appreciate it. And you know, that previous comment pissed me off a little bit. That's okay. The majority of you guys, I know you are awesome. I know you understand what I'm doing, and I guess that's why you're still here watching me. I just want to say that this is what it's all about, okay? I mean, people say that I was way more metal and cool and made cooler stuff back in the day, you know, when back 8 or 10 years ago. Well, you know what? That's 10 years ago. I am definitely not the same person as I was back 10 years ago. A lot of things have happened in 10 years. I mean, 10 years is basically, it's 25% of my life right there. I mean, things are gonna change. I'm gonna change, my format will change, internet changes, that's how it is. I mean, if you don't like what I'm doing right now, that's okay. I mean, I've taken this decision. What do you want me to do? I'm here doing my thing, and I like doing my thing, you know? So if you do not like what I'm doing right now, that's too bad. But I'm not gonna do any excuses or anything like that, because this is how I am today, and you know, I think that a lot of people still appreciate what I'm doing, and I promise I won't plug my YouTube membership thing where you can join me and talk to me on Discord and play Quake Champions with me on Discord. But I'm not going to plug that shit today because I'm getting emails and comments that I'm talking way too much about Discord. So I'm not going to talk about Discord and my YouTube membership thing today. You can click join down below. But I'm not going to talk about that because that's plugging myself. And that's just way too commercial, man. That's selling out right there. So yeah, with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this FAQ. I love you guys, like seriously. You make it really easy for me to be me and make my YouTube videos. It's a lot easier than it was back in the day, trying to find motivation to create content basically. But nowadays, it's easy. It's not that easy with a broken thumb though, but I'm trying my best. And you don't have to worry because I have so many videos stocked up because I was going on vacation with my kids and I stocked up on videos because I was going on vacation and this happened. So even though this happened and it was bad luck, it happened in the absolute best time ever, just when I went on vacation. So you're still gonna see a bunch of videos from me. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. See you next time. Okay, I just spit on the floor.